Okay.
The world watched with bated breath as a powerful Chinese naval fleet completed a circumnavigation of Australia. This display of maritime might, unprecedented in its scale and audacity, sent shockwaves through the Indo-Pacific region and beyond. The fleet, comprising advanced destroyers, frigates, a replenishment ship, and surveillance vessels, conducted exercises in international waters off Australia's coast. These maneuvers, including live fire drills, were a stark reminder of China's growing military capabilities and its ambition to project power far from its shores. The timing of the exercises, coming at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions, was particularly noteworthy. China's actions have been interpreted by many as a direct challenge to the established regional order and a signal of its determination to assert its dominance in the Indo-Pacific. The exercises have also raised questions about China's ultimate intentions and the potential for miscalculation in an increasingly volatile security environment. The incident has further strained the already complex relationship between China and Australia, two countries with deep economic ties but increasingly divergent strategic interests. The Australian government, caught off guard by the scale and proximity of the exercises, has vowed to protect its sovereignty and interests. The incident has also triggered alarm bells in other regional capitals, prompting calls for greater cooperation and coordination to address the growing challenge posed by China's assertive foreign policy. The world is now left to grapple with the implications of this unprecedented show of force. The Chinese naval exercises have underscored the dramatic shifts underway in the Indo-Pacific, a region that is rapidly emerging as the epicenter of global power competition. As China continues its rise, we can expect to see more such displays of military might, raising the stakes for all actors in this strategically vital region. At the heart of this display of naval power was a formidable task force designed to showcase the capabilities of the People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN. Leading the pack was the Type 055 destroyer Zunyi, a guided missile destroyer boasting advanced radar systems and a formidable array of weaponry. The Zunyi, a symbol of China's shipbuilding prowess, is capable of engaging in both air defense and anti-surface warfare, making it a potent symbol of China's growing naval might. Accompanying the Zunyi was the Type 054A frigate Hengyang, a multi-role warship equipped with sophisticated anti-submarine capabilities. The Hengyang, with its versatility and firepower, is a key asset in China's efforts to dominate the littorals of the Indo-Pacific. These warships were supported by the Type 903A replenishment ship Waishanhu, a vital component of China's Blue Water Navy, enabling sustained operations far from home. Adding a further layer of complexity to the deployment was the presence of several surveillance vessels, highlighting China's focus on intelligence gathering and reconnaissance. These vessels, often operating discreetly, play a crucial role in providing the plan with a comprehensive understanding of the maritime domain. The composition of the fleet, with its mix of surface combatants, support ships, and intelligence-gathering platforms, underscored China's growing capacity to conduct complex naval operations far from its shores. This deployment served as a potent reminder of the rapid modernization and expansion of the plan in recent years. China's investment in naval power is part of a broader strategy to secure its maritime interests, protect its sea lanes, and challenge the traditional dominance of the United States Navy in the Indo-Pacific. The exercises around Australia were not merely a show of force, but a demonstration of China's growing confidence in its ability to operate in what it considers to be its own backyard. China's recent naval exercises did not occur in a vacuum. They represent a significant escalation in a pattern of increasingly assertive Chinese naval activity near Australia in recent years. Chinese warships have become a more frequent sight in waters that Australia has long considered its own. These encounters, once rare, have become increasingly common, raising concerns about China's intentions and its commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the region. Australian officials have reported a marked increase in the presence of Chinese intelligence-gathering ships near Australian waters, particularly during major military exercises such as Talisman Sabre. These vessels, equipped with sophisticated surveillance equipment, are tasked with monitoring Australian and allied military activities, gathering valuable intelligence on capabilities and tactics. The increasing frequency and boldness of these operations, have set off alarm bells in Canberra, prompting calls for a more robust response. Adding to the unease is the memory of the 2022 incident when a Chinese naval vessel directed a laser at an Australian surveillance aircraft in the Arafura Sea. This incident, widely condemned as reckless and provocative, underscored the potential for miscalculation and escalation in encounters between Chinese and Australian forces. The laser incident served as a wake-up call for Australia, highlighting the very real risks associated with China's growing military presence in the region. The recent circumnavigation of Australia by a Chinese naval task force represents a significant escalation in this pattern of behavior. The scale and scope of the exercises, coupled with the aggressive rhetoric emanating from Beijing, suggest a more assertive and confrontational approach by China in its dealings with Australia. The incident has highlighted the fragility of the strategic balance in the Indo-Pacific and the potential for tensions to spill over into open conflict. Section 4. Australia reacts, a nation divided on how to respond. The reaction within Australia to the Chinese naval exercises has been a mix of alarm, anger, and uncertainty. The Australian government, while careful to avoid inflammatory rhetoric, has made it clear that it views China's actions as a serious challenge to regional stability. Prime Minister Albanese, while acknowledging China's right to operate in international waters, expressed deep concern about the lack of transparency and the potential for miscalculation. Defense Minister Richard Marles and Foreign Minister Penny Wong echoed these concerns, criticizing China for failing to provide advance notice of the exercises and for conducting live-fire drills in such close proximity to Australian territory. The government has vowed to increase its naval presence in the region and to work closely with allies to deter further provocations. However, the government's response has been met with criticism from some quarters, with accusations that it has been too weak and that a more forceful response is required. Opposition leader Peter Dutton accused the government of appeasement, arguing that its muted response would only embolden China. The incident has exposed a deep-seated anxiety within Australia about its strategic vulnerability and its ability to defend its interests in the face of a rising China. The public debate within Australia reflects the broader dilemma facing many countries in the Indo-Pacific as they grapple with the implications of China's rise. On the one hand, there is a recognition of the importance of maintaining strong economic ties with China. On the other hand, there is growing concern about China's willingness to use its economic and military might to coerce and intimidate its neighbors. Finding the right balance between these competing imperatives will be a defining challenge for Australia in the years to come. The military and geopolitical implications of China's recent actions are profound. The Chinese naval exercises have not only demonstrated Beijing's growing military capabilities, but also its willingness to project power far beyond its immediate shores. This has significant ramifications for the strategic balance in the Indo-Pacific region. For countries like Australia, Japan, and India, China's assertiveness underscores the need to enhance their own military capabilities and to strengthen alliances. The United States, too, sees China's actions as a direct challenge to its influence in the region and has pledged to support its allies in countering Beijing's ambitions. The evolving dynamics in the Indo-Pacific will likely lead to increased military cooperation among like-minded nations, as they seek to present a united front against potential Chinese aggression. However, this new reality also raises the risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation, making it more important than ever for all parties to engage in dialogue and confidence-building measures. China's pressure tactics are not limited to military maneuvers. Beijing has also employed economic leverage, diplomatic pressure, and information warfare to advance its strategic objectives. Countries that have challenged China's actions or policies have often found themselves facing punitive trade measures, diplomatic isolation, or cyber attacks. Australia, for instance, has experienced significant economic repercussions after calling for an independent inquiry into the origins of COVID-19. China's willingness to use its economic clout as a tool of coercion has created a climate of fear and uncertainty among its trading partners. This has led to calls for greater economic diversification and resilience as countries seek to reduce their dependence on the Chinese market. At the same time, China's aggressive tactics have also galvanized international opposition, with many nations now more determined than ever to stand up to Beijing's bullying. In response to Chinese assertiveness, countries in the Indo-Pacific have been strengthening their alliances and partnerships. The Quad, comprising the United States, Japan, India, and Australia, has emerged as a key platform for coordinating efforts to counter China's influence. These countries have conducted joint military exercises, enhanced intelligence sharing, and increased diplomatic coordination. Other regional groupings, such as ASEAN, have also been seeking to address the challenges posed by China's rise, though with varying degrees of success. The European Union too has begun to take a more assertive stance on issues related to China, recognizing that developments in the Indo-Pacific have global implications. As nations navigate this complex landscape, the importance of maintaining a rules-based international order, grounded in respect for sovereignty and the rule of law, has never been more critical. The coming years will be a test of the international community's ability to manage China's rise in a way that preserves peace and stability.